Modern art is rubbish.
Modern art is rubbish. Isms. Juxtapose. Didactic. Modern art is rubbish. Modern art is rubbish podcast.
Welcome to Modern Art is Rubbish.
We're on video, Tom. Yes.
Yeah.
And no one knows that that will mean nothing to anything. And to the people that listen to the podcast, it's usual. We're just on the podcast. This is just audio. But we're now actually recording this for YouTube as well. God, it's only taken us like 10 years behind anyone else.
Who are we behind?
I don't know. The people that are in front. We're behind the front people.
Yeah.
I can do
Well,
things.
Is that like Andy Warhol and people like that?
Yeah. You've got an insight into what we're talking about. Because today, I was inspired because I saw a thing about a recent sale of an Andy Warhol painting, which is linked to Trump. And then I saw something else that was linked to Trump. And I thought, do you know what? Why not do a Donald Trump thing? Because he's not talked about enough, is he, to Donald Trump? And I thought, you know what? I thought there might be something lovely and wonderful and redeeming about him, because I do struggle sometimes with Donald Trump to find things I like about the guy. And I thought, do you know what? I'd investigate the art side of it.
Yeah.
And Tom, do you know what? I found nothing that made me warm to him anymore.
What about his love of China?
I love that. Yeah.
China.
Do that. Love of China. I can't do you're much better with you've been practicing. Yeah. So yes. So I've got 3 stories. One about what I consider to be the worst artwork I've ever seen. Something to do with Andy Warhol Trump Tower artwork. And one about a mystery Renoir.
That was related to Donald Trump.
Yeah, they're all Donald Trump. This one's a
Yeah.
painting that he thought he earned. He owned.
Yeah. But it turned out he didn't, because he thought he did, but he didn't.
Well, all will be revealed. He still probably does
Yeah.
think, because you can tell Trump anything. And if he thinks the
Yeah.
moon is made of cheese, then it will be the best cheese ever. And it will be Trump cheese, and it will be made of cheese. And everyone will
Yeah.
agree with him. Evidence of eyes and ears and all that stuff. Right, so the first story I want to talk about is what I consider to be the worst artwork ever. Look at this. I'm like a newsreader. The worst artwork ever made. Are you ready? Right now, it is a picture of Trump, and basically, it's him with the words "fight, fight, fight" and a signature on it. There you go. Look.
There's got to be worse artworks than that, surely. It's all framed. And
Well,
it's
no, it gets nothing because it's artwork. As I'll explain, it's artwork that's been made as an artwork to avoid being classified as a financial product. And also, it's just not very good, is it? It's just Trump going fight, fight,
Yeah.
fight. I mean, there is some graphic design in it, perhaps, but basically, yeah. So,
and it's got some font on it, and the words "fight, fight, fight."
yeah, so that's good with fonts. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to another random backdrop.
Yeah.
So he launched just before he got famous, just before he got re-elected. He launched his own cryptocurrency, and it's called Dollar Trump meme coin. Now, meme coin is just another form of cryptocurrency, really. I don't know if you could go into a shop and say, "Can I pay for this with Trump coin?" Probably not. But basically, it raised $7 billion worth of capital when it was first released. That's a huge. So basically, without making aspersions, it looks like he's just like trying to get rich off his presidency, which is no surprise to anyone. Now, on the website, it stresses, and this is important, it stresses the art that is an artwork. It's not an investment vehicle, and the classification aligns it with artistic freedom rather than financial securities, helping to avoid strict financial regulations. Now, they say it's art. Who are we to argue? I think it's very shite art.
Marcus, we're an art podcast, so we are perfectly to argue. And as we're including it, we're classifying it as art.
Yes, yes, it is. And therefore I can also critique it as art. Now, someone called George Back, a digital art advisor, called it the most expensive artwork ever created, and its value far exceeded that of the Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi. You know, that famous painting that went for like $400 million. And then it turned out that the guys were bidding against themselves. Two interested parties that were actually linked. They didn't realise, so it kind of like inflated it. It's quite a nice picture though. But there's debate as to whether it came out of the studio of Leonardo da Vinci was actually by the hand. I personally think, and we might do another thing on it, I personally think that Leonardo did a lot of the work and then his students finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit like colouring in book. You know, I do the lines and then someone else comes and colours it in. I don't think it is like that. I think that's an oversimplification of my theory.
Yeah. But it is like coloured in. A lot of Leonardo da Vinci's works are coloured in.
Yeah. Not with felt tip pens or with crayons. No.
Necessarily.
Yeah. And apparently, Andreas Guardamus, and I'm really sorry about the pronunciation there, an intellectual property law, explained that labelling meme coins as art is often a legal strategy to bypass securities regulations.
Yeah.
So they've created this collectible, and just to flash it up on the screen again, there you go. And Trump could make a lot of money, but he'll have to wait about 3 years before he sees how much it's worth, because people could dump it before then, and then the value could drop. But eventually they will. I'm assuming they'll sell it. And just as a side note, his wife released a coin meme called Melania coin as well, and I haven't looked at that, but I'm sure that's equally as wonderfully artistic. Right, on to the next one, and I'll flash that up on the screen there. We're talking about this one there, Tom.
Yes.
Andy Warhol painting of a tower. Now, for people listening on the podcast and not on looking at YouTube, it's a silk screen from Andy Warhol's new New York skyscraper series, and it shows Trump Tower in a bold black, silver, and gold. So you've got like this tower that looks very glamorous with this backdrop of all these black buildings. Now, why did this come up? It's because basically I saw it. I saw a story about it going for $950,000 at auction recently. What do you think, Tom?
Well, it's an Andy Warhol, so it has a value of itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, basically, in 1981, Donald Trump, who was 34, went to visit Andy Warhol's The Factory, where people like E.G. Sedgwick and Lou Reed and I think even Bob Dylan visited there. Like loads of celebrities used to come and visit there. We may well do a show about it sometime in the future. Do you like my look? I'm utilising the visual medium as well as the podcast medium.
Yeah.
Was that amazing?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So there you go. I've crossed. It's like when they went from silent movies to talkie movies, and some artists were able to transition, and some weren't.
Yeah.
So basically, getting back to the story, Donald Trump visited Andy Warhol at his factory in New York, and Trump said, Can you do me some of the greatest paintings ever? That was my Donald Trump. Can you do me
Sounds
some of the
like
greatest paintings ever?
it's like Bernard Matthews.
I don't know. It's kind of like took a thing between Bernard Matthews and Bernard Manning. One
Yeah,
was a comedian in the UK, and one was a person who got famous for making turkeys. I think
yeah,
that's right, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
And so Warhol, inspired by the project, created 8 silk screens of Trump Tower using what I've described. The 8 silk screens that look like this. Not like the glowing bunny, which is another backdrop that I've just shoved up. Um, However, Trump and his wife said, no, no, I don't like this. This is that's Ivana Trump, claiming it did not match its interior designer's pink and orange colour scheme. I've seen inside Trump Tower. I think anything that's too stylish, that looks too good, is just not going to work. It's got to be garish and shite, really, for it to work.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's just going to be, you can't have something too much taste. Now, I don't want to be a taste snob here, because who am I to judge what's good and what's not?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well said, Marcus.
Yeah, Trump
Yeah.
Tower looks shite. Right. Um, and Warhol, who wrote in his diary about this situation, I think Trump's sort of cheap. I get that feeling. So Warhol was obviously very upset about this, and apparently ran into Ivana at a party later on, and she asked what happened about the paintings, and she just walked away. She said, What's happened to the paintings? What's happened to the paintings?" she said to Warhol, and before Warhol could answer, she just walked off. And also Warhol, in revenge. This is. Are you ready for the best bit of revenge ever?
Fine.
You're not going to believe this revenge.
Yeah.
Warhol also attended a Trump Tower cheerleading competition, but showed up 2 hours late. And he said, "I did it because he doesn't like the Trumps."
Yeah,
That's quite brutal, isn't it? That's like mic drop moment.
yeah, mate. Well, maybe. That just sounds like he didn't go to the meeting.
Yeah, but apparently it's what Warhol said. Anyway, so
Yeah,
last year the rejected work sold for $952,000.
yeah,
So I bet Trump will wish he kept hold of those 8 paintings, because if one sold for that, that's a bit of an earner that he's missed out on.
yeah.
And apparently there was some controversy about it, because people were thinking that there was like a specific people and rumors. Specific people and rumors about who purchased it.
Oh, right. That it was what, Hillary Clinton or someone like that.
Yeah, like people in the pizza parlor, like they'd come out their pizza parlor and thought, yeah, let's do some of our pizza money to buy a painting, like a Democrat, like some sinister Democrats coming along and go, I'm going to buy it just to
Yeah,
get at Trump, upset him. That was one theory. Another theory believed that Trump may have purchased it as a bit of memorabilia. Oh,
yeah,
Trump didn't like that. I want it. No. And then the third theory was that Trump might have bought it himself secretly, because Trump is
yeah,
very secretive in what he does. A
yeah.
lot.
What about the Chinese president,
Xi,
Zhao
or
Xi?
is
Yeah,
it is it
Zhao
President Xi?
Jinping.
Well, I have no idea what his tastes might be like. He might be a very tasteful, stylish guy. I literally have no, and I don't think he does much. I can't imagine he's been on Hello or OK magazine, or done anything like MTV Cribs, or if Architectural Digest says, "Come round my home." I can't imagine that's in his kind of vibe. But if I had to guess, I think he's got better. He's probably got better taste than Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I had to guess. But I know Trump's known for being a petty man, but Trump actually later in his book, Think Like a Champion, he quoted Warhol's 1975 statement: "Making money is art, and good business is the best art." So Trump wasn't bitter about the thing at all. And in
Yeah,
this case, if we wanted to come out as a Trump positive piece, he he was he wasn't upset or
yeah,
vengeful in this situation.
yeah. A non-bitter Trump.
Yeah. So there you go. He gets 1 point for that. 1 point only.
Now a short advertisement break.
This is probably the best turtle art print ever, and it's the only turtle art print in existence. It's amazing. It's so cool. Look at it, isn't it so amazing?
You idiot! I mean, President. All you need to do is go to modernartistrubbish.com, sign up for the mailing list, and you can download as many of those turtle art prints as you want.
What? Well, yeah, yeah. Well, that's the best sign-up deal ever in history.
Right. So on to the next Trump story, which is about a fake, or is it fake Renoir? Now, whilst researching for his book in 2005, Tim O'Brien, the journalist and writer, he was writing a book called Trump Nation, The Art of Being Donald. He spotted the Renoir on his private jet and he said, "Oh, no, saw that." And Trump said it was authentic. It's a real one. Like, it was like trying to impress him. And O'Brien basically said, "Well, no, the original hangs in the Chicago Museum." I'm getting a picture of the actual thing so you can see it. It's the lovely Renoir painting of two sisters on a terrace. And it's painted in 1881, and it's a vibrant impressionist masterpiece. And it depicts two young girls seated outdoors on a sunlit terrace, surrounded by lush greenery and flowers. And the older girl wears an orange hat and holds a basket of colourful yarn, while the younger, in a floral bonnet, gazes off thoughtfully. And Renoir's got lovely soft brush strokes, and the radiant light captures a serene and joyful moment to see it.
Yeah,
You get the kind of idea of it anyway.
yeah,
Yeah, so Trump's saying, "Yeah, it's the real one. It's the real one." And like thinking that no one will even think anything differently. Maybe he thinks it is the real one. But basically, the Art Institute of Chicago confirmed that the real two sisters has been in this collection since 1933. And it was purchased for $100,000 from a dealer who acquired it directly from Renoir. Basically, you cannot get better provenance than that. So the trail is absolutely, it's gone from one person to the museum and they have documentation of it. So it's 100% is the real one. And the one that Trump has is actually not the real one. And what was interesting was that in 2016, he did an interview for 60 minutes and it was on up on the background. So who knows? But I'm pretty sure. I don't think he cares. I think he cares that other people think it's a Renoir. I don't think he cares what it is.
yeah,
I'm making guesses there. He may love it. He may love the fact it's a repro. But
yeah,
why lie about it? Why not just say it's a reproduction? And I love the painting.
yeah.
I don't know if it's Trump, he'd probably make an order to say that it has to be handed over to the president or something if he wanted to.
Yeah, because probably Renoir was a great, 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 great friend of his.
So, Tom, so ends our our Trump podcast episode. Do you feel warmer to Trump now? We've talked about the fact that he's not.
Oh, I always feel warmer to Trump.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. How can we help you sort this problem out?
Honestly, it's not an issue. Don't worry about it.
No. Okay. Well, all I
Yeah.
can say is you go and take some good bed rest, and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So Tom,
Okay.
it's just now we're on the YouTube vibe, and maybe we'll be doing more of these. I'm sure we will be, and we'll be doing YouTube shorts. There's a whole new changes for 2025. The age of revolution for modern art is rubbish.
Well, we're just entering the age of Aquarius, aren't we?
Yeah, and I'm Aquarius.
You
So
are.
this is
So
my age.
yeah, it's your age.
So is your son.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 2 days after me he was born, so I'm 2 days older than him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, where can people find out more? Modernartisrubbish.com, I believe, is our website. What's our email address where people can email me?
Info at Midnight's Rubbish.
Yeah. And now we've got to say like and subscribe. You have to
Yeah.
do that, don't you, now? Because we're on a thing. Because for people that are listening to us on podcast, you can't do it. But for YouTube, like and subscribe. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Tom, I believe it's just buys now from the bottom of our heart.
Yeah.
The best buys ever, as
Yeah.
Trump would say.
Yeah, and like our hearts go very deep, like much deeper than most people's hearts go, very, very deep.
Yeah. Deep, deep, deep. Okay, so it's buys then, Tom.
All right, yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Bye, people and YouTube world.
Modern art is rubbish. Modern art is rubbish podcast.